Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, a general channel for Dragon Ball, and now that we are 7 episodes deep into Dragon Ball Daima, I want to have a podcast-like video about what I like about the series so far, the general vibes, where I think it's going, what I'm hopeful for, what I'm coping for, and much more. And to join me on this video is my new friend Chad. I met him at the Dragon Ball Super Fusion World card game nationals about 2 weeks ago, and he actually has a lot of insight into this, just mythos as well. He's met so many voice actors. You're gonna see it in the picture I'm gonna have up for him. He's talked to Geekdom. He actually does have so much insight to share as well. And I was really happy to meet somebody like that on the trip that can nerd out at the same vibe frequency that I do, and it was just awesome. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you like the video, and if you love the video, maybe even think about subscribing to the channel because we are this close to 1,000 and every bit counts. So let's hop into it. All right, so as I said, I am here with a special guest. Definitely met this guy when we were on the Dragon Ball Super Fusion World card game nationals, and if you don't know about that game, maybe you should hop it over to my other channel, UniXTCG, and check it out for yourself. But yeah, instantly clicked. We nerded out at the same things, and just talking about Dragon Ball a little bit, and I don't know, being like the only people in the house that were hyped to see Daima's episode for the week, I definitely was like, man, we really got to chop it up talking about this series. So if you can introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about yourself, that would be much appreciated, sir.
Yeah, so I'm Chad, lifelong Dragon Ball fan. I started back when it used to come on really early in the mornings on Fox Kids back in the day, and would watch it at my grandma's house. And there was something about it that drew me there, and from there, I've played TCGs, games, met cast members, things like that throughout the years. But yeah, it's just been a huge part of my life. It's kind of shaped me to the person I am today.
True, and I'm sure this is the start of having you on this channel quite often. But right before we get into the Daima talk, if you could just tell me your 2 favorite characters, and a just short, even 10-second long, why they're your favorite characters.
Piccolo.
Okay.
Piccolo was my first favorite character. And it was all because of Scott McNeil. His voice, like that. I don't know what it was, but that dude's voice when I first heard it, especially in the Dead Zone, when he's like, "I'm not he's a monster." That whole scene, so good. Outside of that, it was Vegeta. I just love the development over time. And that was a character that I really clicked with. So yeah, it was Piccolo and Vegeta. And I think as I've gotten older, I've liked Piccolo a bit more, which is interesting.
I can dig that. I am if I have to, most people should already know just from me and how I summon and the characters I hype up. But number 1 on the top of my list is Gohan, but specifically adult Gohan. I feel like that dude's been through the crucible. He's never had an opportunity to say no about fighting, and then when he did get the chance, he just wasn't. He didn't have that dog in him. He was like, no, I'm good. But when push comes to shove, the dog was always there. It's just sleeping. So I like Gohan's character development just from start to finish. He's grown up in some things that would turn people into absolute villains, and he's still somehow a good guy. And he's just cool when he needs to be. And then the second one is polarizing because people hate it when I say that one of my other favorite characters is Jiren. And he doesn't have a lot of screen time. I just found him to be really cool, really composed until that one point where he lost his cool. And I can't even blame him on that. But dude really just took L's, got into the gym, said never again, and proceeded to be godly. And telling your god destruction to shut up in front of all of his coworkers is wild. That's just absolutely insane.
I get it, yeah.
But yeah, so this video we're here to talk about Daima, and if you guys like this sort of content, maybe I can turn this into its own series. Right now I just really wanted to have Chad on this channel because I was like, yeah, like I said, we vibed heavy last weekend. So when it comes to Dragon Ball Daima, we are officially 7 episodes in as of the recording of this video, probably a couple days before you guys actually see this video. And I want to know your opinions on how it goes. Some people say it's too slow, some people say there's too many jokes, but I think that we have a different lens on this, being Dragon Ball fans in general, not necessarily Dragon Ball Z fans, if that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of people forget it starts with Dragon Ball and not Z. And Yeah, so far I've enjoyed the vibe of Dragon Ball. I think it's had a really good vibe of setting the world up, kind of stripping away things to make them have an adventure again. I think it's done a really good job there, and there might be like episode, I would say maybe 6 and 7. You could say could kind of be condensed into one,
Hmm.
but I think it's done a good build up and really showed the world and kept Toriyama's humor.
Yeah, like I think it's actually super ironic to me because I love Daima so far, but episodes 1 through 5, I was like, man, this is exposition on exposition, and maybe they can speed it up just a little bit. And then when we got to episode 6 and now episode 7, don't get me wrong, I like those episodes, but the first 2 episodes where there was arguably more fighting than exposition had me feeling like those were the most shallow episodes of the set so far, and that's crazy. So like now I'm sitting here just kind of wondering how they're going to do the balance, and I trust them to do so. But it is just like, for me at least, ironic that they finally sped it up, and I was just like, I don't have a lot to write about these. Like, I'm like it's
Yeah.
good, but like,
Well, too, I'm wondering, like, because I mean, we're only gonna have around 20 something, a little under 20, what, 22-ish, I think, episodes maybe. I'm not 100% sure on the count. But I mean, episode 7, and you're getting to, I guess, your first kind of big fight, or we're leading up to it.
mm-hmm.
Um, it seems like there's gonna be a lot happening moving forward from here on out. Like a lot. We're gonna go for a ride.
Facts. And when it comes to this, right? I guess we're just gonna immediately jump into a slap shot. Do you think Goku clears this Tamagami in the next episode or two, or do you think he's going to have to call off the challenge and come back later?
Oh man. Okay. So that's tough. I think this one gets defeated maybe by assist from Vegeta.
Oh, like he
I
catches
think
up and they help?
I think Team Vegeta catches up and maybe assists and gets this one, and then maybe the last two they solo them.
Okay, because like, so I guess where I was kind of thinking about it was, they said not even Deborah could beat the Tamagamis. And then from the Boo Saga, if we're gonna go off of power scaling, now we can say what we want to say about Babidi's magic enhancing people, because I think that is a debate whether it gave Vegeta the strength to be like Majin Vegeta, or whether it just unlocked his like more cold-blooded
That-
personality.
That's actually a good point with Deborah too. Like, did he get an power increase from Bobby?
Exactly, because
So yeah,
if he didn't, or if it was like relative to his normal power level, then if he couldn't beat the Tamagamis, that would mean that the Tamagamis are at least like out of shape Super Saiyan 2 Gohan level.
yeah.
And if that's the case, I guess my question is, does Super Saiyan at most Kid Goku scale higher than out of shape Super Saiyan 2 Gohan? That's what makes me wonder if he's going to have to spend some time getting even more used to his body to be able to fight the Tamagamis, because that's just where my head goes looking at the information they gave us. I'm not quite sure if Super Saiyan 1 at best, and we haven't even seen him hold the form for a long time, can beat the Tamagami that Deborah couldn't even beat.
That's true. I wonder if the whole point of this first one it's probably going to be them kind of adjusting. And that would be a good way for Vegeta to come in to make fun of him for not, not being able to handle it himself.
No, I could see that
Clearly-
too.
Yeah, like clearly he should be able to.
And then the other thing I'm kind of thinking of is they're clearly setting up like just multiple, like a Tamagami per demon realm. And the one with the trident seemed to be on the realm that looks very Namekian in nature. I am wondering, and it would be weird for the power scaling at least, because like unless Piccolo gets some sort of demon world amp, then I don't really see him going toe to toe with a Tamagami if it could push Vegeta and Goku. But at the same time, I feel like it feels like they're lining up that each one of those will take care of a Tamagami. Like Goku's got one, Vegeta's got one, and maybe like Piccolo will fight the one on the Namekian planet. And I'm trying to wonder how that works. Like Toriyama's like really crafty, and he can kind of pull random plot out of nowhere. Like, what if we find out that Namekians don't need to breathe underwater? And so Goku and Vegeta can't take on the one with the trident, but Piccolo can or something like that. Like, I feel like there's going to be some reason why Piccolo faces the one on the Namekian-esque setting.
That, yeah. What I think's interesting, this kind of doesn't have anything to do with it, but like Piccolo's aging. Like if you make Piccolo a first grader, I feel like he would still be tall and almost an adult anyway.
Well, I mean, it's like
compared to how he grew in Dragon Ball.
Well, yeah, like it's funny too because they're like revert them to the age of like this, but like, bro, like what? It took Piccolo 4 years to be born and then be at the size he was at like the World Championship. So like at the Budokai Tenkaichi. So like, I don't even know. Like that didn't bother me. But I was like, if they said first grade and that's like around 6 years old, I'm like, Piccolo shouldn't have even shrank. Like Piccolo should have literally just been like still 7 feet tall, pretty much.
That's what I was thinking, and I'm wondering if like if it's more of just the size and not an age thing.
Potentially, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because they still have like they still have their cognitive function. So. I mean, it looked like in the ending for the show, or the ending for the episode, it looks like the teaser for next episode is pretty awesome. The animation's doing it. Again, I mean, just like when they switched into the Goku Glorio fight, they definitely like swapped animation and had it more as like dynamic. And we're starting to see like a lot of stuff. Like, one of the things that kind of got me about this last episode was when Shin and Glorio took out the Gemarunri. I know I'm butchering that. But, like, they gave Shin, like, that Zamasu fighting style. Like, that Kai fighting style. And I was like,
yes.
Have we ever seen Shin literally? Like, we've seen him freeze people. We've seen him, like, throw people with telekinesis. We've seen, like, key attacks. But I don't think we've ever seen him throw hands.
Well, he did the key attack to Boo and really kind of went all out on that against Fat Boo.
True.
To try to help Gohan. But that was literally it. Like, the old score game had a card called Keep Push. I always remember that stance that he does against Boo.
Yeah.
But that's literally, I got very hyped for that when I saw him fighting.
Yeah, because like it was weird because watching Zamasu fight was like a big thing because we all I guess thought like Kai's maybe had like powers, but not like physical. And then like seeing Zamasu, and like I guess that just not really being like he was a prodigy, but legitimately they're trained to fight. And then seeing Shin fight, I was like, oh snap. But like, I guess another question is, a lot of people are talking about Dragon Ball Heroes. I have ADHD, I subject switched all the time, I apologize, but like, you gotta just stop me and let me know if you still want to stay on a subject. A lot of people are talking about Arinsu and Mira, Arinsu and Glorio being like Toa and Mira. But like, where are we feeling? Where are we on that right now? Because they're in cahoots. We don't know why Glorio is helping, and it's early in the series because like there could be so many things. He could be helping her to further one of his own goals. I think it would honestly be wild if he was a creation of hers, or another artificial Majin or something. Or a minion. I just don't know where they're going with it, but the parallels are super strong, so it's kind of hard to ignore them.
It is, and yeah, that's because she is a scientist too. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, like, oh man, I don't know what they're like. I'm hoping. I obviously don't know, but I'm hoping that Toriyama, as we've heard, was way more hands-on on this project, and you know, hopefully, because you can see his humor more. He loves his bathroom humor, things like that. That's all throughout. I'm just wondering if I don't know who came up with the Xenoverse characters from scratch. I'm assuming he came up with the concepts and then they were taken away.
They ran away with the story after that, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's possible that he's just digging into some old concepts that he had or they thought about. I don't know. Because this is a limited series, I feel like they wouldn't want to build that up to be a thing, but...
Well, it's like, I believe, like, Geekdom said that it's not confirmed, but a while ago he got the rumors that this was supposed to, like, build up the Demon Realm so it could be revisited later. And while that's, like, speculation, it's also... from like a literary like aspect, it would make sense to have a whole arc where you introduce these things. so that if they did flash forward and like revisit them in some future, super or beyond animated event or manga, we don't have to like get introduced to these characters. Like wherever they leave off, yeah. Like if Glorio and Arinsu secretly take over Demon Realm, then we just get to flash forward like almost 10 years and be like, what have they been up to? And I think that could be pretty cool. But like, I'm just wondering, I have like a theory. I know that they can create all this space and not have like a bunch of retcons if they make it self-contained enough, but I just, especially with magic being involved, I can't, it'd be a cop-out, but I can't see them getting out of Demon Realm without having some part of this story like plucked from their memories. Like, it's just very strange to me because they're introducing a lot of characters. This is a big deal. Piccolo still kind of like, even in Dragon Ball Super, Piccolo doesn't seem to know a lot about his heritage, like at all. Like,
so I'm with you on that, but at the same time, the Son Goku and Friends Return special that came out before Battle of God, like the fact that they then brought up Vegeta's brother way later on, and expected, I guess, a wide audience to know that when that was only released in Japan. I thought that was interesting. So I mean, honestly, I think you might be thinking too hard about that portion of it. I don't think they'll do that.
That's fair enough too. I'm thinking about because there's definitely some things I want to see. I'm gonna put a side note for Piccolo because I want to circle back to that. But when it comes to Glorio, I want to know, because I still think Glorio's holding back a lot, and I think he's definitely the type of person that's trying to gauge everybody else and not show his full hand until he needs to. Because in episode 6, he was like spending like memeable amounts of time charging up his lightning to just like fire his essentially his final flash of lightning, and only to get like speed blitzed. But like in this episode, this bro just without any charge up whatsoever just charged up lightning in his fist, punched a dude, and just like tased him. And I'm just like, this could just be rule of cool animation. But I can't help but feel like Glorio has like multiple levels of depth that he's just not showing yet, because it's just not for the plot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I just need to... It's just very interesting, because when it comes to how Toriyama normally writes his arcs, the goofy characters are very rarely like the actual villains. Like, you've had Pilaf, but like, I mean, really, it was just the band getting back together. You have Majin Buu, but he went all the way to Kid Buu, or the original Majin Buu, before he started like being like super villain. You have things like why am I forgetting, like every time there's like a small goofy looking person, there's always like a bigger threat. Like they transform, or they're like not the main threat. You have like Garlic Jr., things like that. So I just can't imagine Goma being the final threat. I think Goma's like just the like obstacle right now, but I feel like you have to look at something like, and there's so many pieces being set up. Like Arinsu and Glorio were clearly there. I don't trust Neba. That dude, he skeeves me. He knows too much. It's just like there's so much that I feel like they can set up. I mean, I actually don't even think that, like, I think that Dagesu is scheming. Like, Shin definitely said that both his brother and sister were too ambitious. I don't think that if we got that third wish from Dagesu, I think that he would have double-crossed Goemon, like, on the spot.
You know, too, when you bring up the siblings, like, it's interesting that that's what you think about them now, and I agree. But, like, if we didn't see Zamatsu or go into any of that stuff that we got from Super, and we just got these characters now, we would have such a different perspective on the guys.
Oh, yeah. Why are they in hell? Or why are they in Demon Realm, but they're nice people? Like, yeah, we wouldn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're definitely right on that one. It's just like, now Shin is the exception to me now. They're all plotters and schemers.
I just want to know, and this is the one thing they have to do. He has to fuse back with Kibito at some point at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make things right.
Yeah.
Or explain how they got fused again.
Well, like, the thing that makes me, like, laugh about that is, like, it's not putting Kibito or Shin down, or I guess it is, but, like, what situation What situation could they possibly give us where it's just gonna be like, oh man, we are absolutely cooked unless these two fuse again?
What if it could be with the bugs?
Oh, it's true. But
We'll eat the wrong bug.
oh my gosh, that would be so Toriyama if they thought they were eating like candy and it was just the join bug and they just fuse back again. But like, why would it be permanent? Like, I guess my main thing is like, I just don't know what situation the gang is going to be absolutely screwed if those two don't fuse. Like, in what situation are they the game changers?
Well, Kabito's kind of out of the picture too, so
yeah, he just stayed behind at home. Well, I mean, the thing I've always kind of wondered if they're going to complete all their missions, save Dende, and think that they're out of the woods, and be followed by the main threat into Universe 7. Because not only would that put them back, like now with Kabito staying behind, I'm like, okay, that would put them back there for maybe them to fuse. But I'm a Gohan Coper, and I still feel like he's not going to Demon Realm. Like, they would have to come out and maybe he would help them in this place. And I'm still crossing my fingers because, like, Geekdom said that they were trying to, like, Toriyama wanted to incorporate things in this series that weren't canon, but, you know, like, are loosely canon, but just, like, fan pleasers. Like, we know some things that we can't really, I don't want to get into super spoilers here that haven't even been shown yet, but there are some things that look like they're definitely paying homage or borrowing from Dragon Ball Heroes. And I am a Coper. What if I'm wondering what if the join bugs gives us the excuse to see what would have happened if Gohan and Goku had used the Potara fusion. That for me would be crazy if they brought it back to Universe 7. They had the big fight and then Goku and Gohan used the join bug. And then on top of that, since every fusion is different, we've had Goku, we've had Gogeta and Vegito plenty of times. Yes, a different version of them with the join bug would be cool, but a whole new fusion from Daima, that would be
new merchandise.
Yeah, exactly. That's new figures, that's new gacha units, that's new DLC. So, and it kind of fits into that slot so you can see that what if, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking that would be cool. Not only would that be cool, that would be a new level of cockiness. Like, that dude would play with his food.
If they did finally do that, I think it would be interesting to see if Vegeta and Piccolo fused on the other end.
That would be so wild. And
that would be kind of wild, but it would also make sense for their personalities and everything.
That dude would be no nonsense, but now I'm just imagining Vegito's like receding hairline, but in the blank spots of skin, you just have Piccolo's antenna, and I would be so geeked. That would be potentially the most memed looking fusion. That'd be cursed imagery. I also was thinking, and I'm wondering if they would wrap this around. Piccolo, when he turned into Orange Piccolo in Superhero, he didn't even recognize he had changed color. He realized how strong he was, but it was like Gohan that had to like tell him, dude, you turned orange and this, and that was really cool. And Piccolo was like, oh. And since the Namekians make the dragon, like he got the power up from the dragon, but the dragons are made by Namekians, and the Namekians are demonic in nature. So, like, when this comes down to it, now, with all this new information, I view Orange Piccolo as a demonic transformation. Like, in nature. He even kind of looks like he gets the red eyes, like, they made his fangs more prominent. He's like a hulking figure. I would be so stoked if, like, maybe he's fighting the underwater Tamagami, and since he's underwater, maybe they can sense his ki, but they can't see him because they're just, underwater, and they're on the shore. And I would be so stoked if he hinted towards, like, Orange Piccolo or the yellow potential unleashed form underwater. And in the heat of the moment, he couldn't see it. But as the audience, we could see it. Because that would, like, really, for me, be like, okay, he's in Demon Realm. He's learning more about his origins. He unlocks, like, a partial demon transformation, but he didn't even realize that he did it. So it's like, it's kind of like when Kakashi caught the Mangekyu when he was like 14, but didn't realize he had access to it until he was like a grown man. I would really have liked if they hinted towards that form in Daima, just for like a little Easter egg for us.
I mean, that would be sick. I'm all for anything Namekian lore wise. Like, I mean, talk about the nomadic tribes or something too, like, and then you could make slug cannon one day.
Hey, hey,
But
hey, whoa.
but I don't think he, like, personally, I don't think Toriyama was thinking that far ahead when he came up with Orange Piccolo. I think he thought, I mean, because just to me, I see the Namekian tree on the back of his outfit.
Hmm.
It produces orange fruit. He got an orange transformation from the dragon, which they can create. I don't know where that leads to the demon world, but I think it was that simplistic, and when he went that route. But I mean, I could see it now, but I don't know. I don't think I'm pretty positive he wasn't probably thinking this far ahead at all.
Oh yeah,
But I could be wrong.
Oh no, I don't think like in superhero he was thinking like that. I was just wondering if working on Daima he could loop it around, try to make it in. Because like when I saw Orange Piccolo, I always just thought that he took on the color scheme of a literal Dragon Ball. He's like orange with like red accents everywhere.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that just
I mean,
like
for me, it was the symbol that shows up. 'Cause
yeah.
that's the yeah.
I
That
am.
being the shape of the tree.
Yeah, so you're gonna be super excited when they get to the second demon realm and visit where like it literally looks like a planet Namek.
Yeah, so I think it would be really interesting to incorporate some of like Kami side of Namek, because there's the warrior type Namekians, and then there's the ones kind of like Guru Kami. To
The
incorporate
Sigma,
like
Sigma
would be cool
Namekians.
if have Piccolo summon some demons,
That would actually be
bring
awesome.
back, you know what I mean, like in Dragon Ball, like have him have a little crew or something that he uses to help him. That would be really cool to see him do that,
Yeah,
and something that he could forget about later on.
again, like I I'm like wondering about like I think one of the things that it doesn't bother me, but I want it to be explained. The things they show Neba do with the Dragon Balls was just like unheard of. Like I guess it's just what happens when you have a user's manual for the Dragon Balls. But
Yeah.
like it's just insane. And I'm just kind of wondering if they're going to show anything kind of that nature once we get through there, because we're on the second plane. We know that that's where the Glen come from, and that's where the Nameks come from, and to just know that we're probably going to get lore bomb after, like, I feel like Realm 3, we're pretty much over that. Everything that we need to know about Realm 3 for the most part is done, but Realm 2 just has so much lore waiting to be tapped, and I just can't wait. Like, I think that's where we're going to spend the majority of this season, of this series. Like I feel like the most episodes in Daima will be in that second realm.
And then round one's pretty much here's the castle.
Yeah, I don't know what else they can put in there.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
this is gonna be.
Yeah, no, yeah, round two is gonna be amazing, because too, the whole Kai trees and all that. And yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
More Namekian lore. I'm all for that.
You too. And they have so many places where, like, I know it'd be retcons. Not even retcons. It'd be like, it's not, I don't call it an Easter egg or a foreshadowing because it's technically them making their own foreshadowing, but they have the ability to do so much here. Like I said, if we got any hints towards Orange Piccolo, I'd be down. If we had any hints towards Zamasu, I would so be down. Like even if they mention it by name, because like we weren't sure about this fruit, but it wasn't spoiled or whatever, so we sent it up, and that could have been, that literally is all the nod we need to, okay, they weren't sure about this one, like this one smelled funky but it looked right, so they sent it over to Gowasu and it turned out to be Zamasu. Like that would be so funny just to have that there.
Well, yeah, no, that.
But no, like,
that would be interesting, right? To kind of give little insights to Orange Piccolo's transformation, like see where it could start from. That would make more sense to me than having Piccolo actually transform. I don't see them doing that, but
yeah, I wouldn't even like want him to be like an Orange Piccolo. I was just saying, like, if he flashed, like if he temporarily hit like a yellow form or something like that. I'm still kind of sitting here wondering if they're gonna legitimize Super Saiyan 4 in Daima. I'm still Look, I'm a coper on many things. I did a whole video talking about pointed ears from the Ozaru. They keep pointing out how the Saiyans have rounded ears, and that makes them not Majin or potential Majin. But the Ozarus have red eyes. They have pointed ears. Goku is based off of Sun Wukong, who was literally a demon lord, a demon king. And all the monkey people under his rule occupied a specific level of the demon plane. So, like, it would not be, in my opinion, a stretch to say that, like, they're way down the line. They're more humanoid in nature, but the Saiyans descended from, like, Majins. Even their original, like, kind of attitude seems like stereotypical what we would think of demons. They're, like, battle hungry. They inflict pain. They kind of go around and conquer stuff. And the moon is normally kind of always tied in with magic, and this is Daima, and their magic's the thing. So the fact that they turn into their monkey form under the full moon, I just think it would not be hard to tie that in, and it probably would not be that hard to make a form that they could only access in the demon realm, where they were around such like energy and magic to use temporarily.
Now that's interesting. Yeah, so that's that wouldn't I could yeah, okay. Because when I think of Super Saiyan 4, I think of the direction they went with Super Broly. And that he just kind of kept the power of transforming into a Zaru within him, you know, and didn't really, other than getting really buff, that was kind of, you know, that would be interesting enough, more specific to this realm. That would actually make a lot of sense. Yeah, no. Okay.
And that would leave the doors open if they ever wanted to kind of bring that elsewhere. Like, Broly is a freak of nature. Like, if they wanted to make it a demon realm specific transformation, and then Broly, if they ever wanted to segue that into Broly now, Broly's already like a genetic abnormality. Bro loses his mind, goes into a berserker rage, has literally been called a demon. Like, I think they could really work that in there to make that, because they're just into giving everybody their own forms now. Like, if we're in the manga continuity, we got Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, Gohan Beast, Orange Piccolo. Why not just give like Broly Super Saiyan Daima or something, just whatever they want to call it, and then you just have this rounded off infinite wellspring of product placement. Like,
well, I didn't think about, but yeah, being round specific would make sense. It wouldn't screw up anything in Super, because they could only at the moment tap into it there, and that would be that's interesting. I like that idea.
It would give people a thing, and then, like, you know, the funny part is, like, for all the Daima copers, or for all the Daima like anti-copers, if Super Saiyan 4 got canonized in Daima would go from their most hated to like goated. Like, literally, like, people, it'd be like the Homer Simpson meme. People would literally have I hate Daima shirts on, and they would sink into the bushes and come back and they'd be like, Daima es numero uno, like, on their shirts immediately. If they just canonized Super Saiyan 4.
That would, oh man. So I know from, so I've gotten to meet Horikawa a few times, and he's very involved in Vegeta's character and some decisions made, and he was the reason he got Blue Evolution. He likes the idea of him steering away and doing it his own way and being different. I'm sure other people have decisions into that, but it's interesting that the voice actor gets to say so in that. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. So they could have specific. That would make so much more sense, though, too, to keep it in the demon realm. Yeah.
These are the things when I'm in bed at 4 a.m. looking at my ceiling. These are the things just going through my head. I'm just like, what if? I mean,
that would, yeah. And then you could continue with how everything else is if this is all going to be connected in some way.
Yeah, they have so much room to just make new lore, and I think that's just like, and they've just kind of been on a roll too. Like we were kind of like, yeah, some people complain about nostalgia tripping, but they're just on this roll of just bringing things in. Like, we never would have thought in one movie that they would have mainstream canonized Broly and Gogeta at the same time. And now I can't even be mad when people say that Gogeta is one of their favorite characters. I will say I was one of those haters. people are like, Gogeta's my favorite character of all time. I was like, bro, he had 2 seconds of dialogue and 30 seconds of screen time. What do you mean? I was like, what do you mean?
What's memorable about that, though, to me was the music, not so much his being there.
Mm-hmm.
I always think of that music, dude. Oh, it's so good.
It was.
Yeah, I think back to Vegeta more than Gogeta, for sure.
Yeah, Vegeta was just like raw. I do think they kind of be. I don't want to say spamming Vegeta, but it's definitely strange. It's definitely strange. Like, just playing enough Dragon Ball video games and card games, you just know that like fusions are break in case of emergency glass, and they just like put them out whatever they need to boost.
And it's not even Toriyama that wanted Vegito back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's he is kind of like their emergency. Oh snap! Or I feel like Broly too is a safe bet.
Oh yeah, dude. Like well, I mean, like like in terms of popularity, like if a game isn't doing that well, make a celebration that has Gogeta and Broly headlining it. If the game's not doing well, like I'm playing Dragon Ball Legends right now. We were like everybody online was making all these guesses about what they could do for the Legends Festival that just started today. And mind you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have gacha money right now, but I will if I can pull them off of my free to play stuff. I will be doing PvP videos. But the point is, we were thinking about all these things they can do for Legends Fest, and it just turned out to be a transforming base to blue Vegito and a transforming base to Rose Goku Black. It's like, whenever they're like, man, nah, we don't got it, they just drop fusions. Broly, Ultra Instinct. And I'm just like, dog.
I mean, Heroes, what? We had Super Saiyan 3 and 4 Broly.
Dog.
Like, zero crap button.
And it's wild because, like, sometimes it feels like, I think Heroes, sometimes it kind of came off, like, more, like, grabby. But, like, when they did Vegito Blue in the Zamasu arc, yeah, it was kind of disappointing because he didn't finish the fight. Like, we still have yet to see Vegito finish a fight. And he just dominates. He dominates, and then just something happens. But, like, that's one of my most memorable moments of that. Like, if I had to put 5 memorable moments of that saga, it is... Okay, I have to have an honorary 6, but the 5 memorable moments was this is Vegito, but you can... Well, yeah, it's like, you can call me Vegito, and this, and he does the double clinch as Vegito Blue. That power-up was nasty.
Yeah.
Father-son Gallic Gun. Unfortunately, them not even giving the final 2 minutes of the episode to let us savor the final, or the father-son Gallic Gun. They just had Goku come over and literally do what Vegeta and Trunks combined did with just himself and Kaioken. That was a little disgusting for no reason. Like, I think Vegeta and Trunks canceled out a Gallic Gun, and then Goku just came through and punched through it with his own Kamehameha alone. And I was like, all right. And then I think the last 2. You know what? I think the last 2, Divine Lasso, I think that's what they give it in the games when Goku Black speared Goku with all, like, the key, like, shards, and then he just hit him with, like, that completely unnecessary pose that went harder than life itself. And then just Goku exploded.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Amazing. And then the honorary mention was, even though it was, like, a petty fight, when Trunks stabbed Zamasu, sheathed his sword, hit like all the 18-hit combo, and then out of nowhere for the first time I think in the series hit us with a final flash. I was geeked on that one. I was like, oh wait. But like, yeah, no, like I think that Vegito is memorable, but just with the join bug, I think they just set us up at the beginning of Daima just knowing. They're just like, by the way, there will be a fusion here. Wait for it. It's like, it's not cheap, and I'm glad that they just showed it to us in the beginning instead of just being like, oh, this randomly came, like it was a butt pull. But at the same time, it did kind of take me out of the moment when they introduced the join bugs and Goku was like, oh, fusion. And I was like, okay, yes, we get it. Like, y'all about to go dumb stupid on this. We understand.
I mean, a mini Vegito or Gogeta would sell merch.
It would. But are they going to say that the join bugs give us the same person? Because they've been really weird about that one.
Same. You're right. It should be completely different. Unless they're like, well, it does the same thing as the dance or the earrings.
Yeah. It's going to be, I think if they give us a third Goku Vegeta fusion, while people would eat it up, it would be like weird. And he would only show up once. I feel like that, I think that's the only reason why I was thinking about Goku and Gohan, because that'd be like a nice one-time what if we'll never use the join bugs again. But like, if they give us like a Goku or a Vegeta fusion, a Goku and Vegeta fusion, and it does something that we've never seen Gogeta and like Goku or Gogeta and Vegito do, people are gonna always wonder why. Then they just get like a handful of join bugs and just like bring them out. But like, if we just have like the one-time Goku and Gohan fusion, it's just like, okay, it's out of our system. He did some cool stuff. We don't really care. I'm gonna care, but like a lot of people are just gonna be like, bring back Gogeta, bring back Vegito, and it won't be like something that people complain about. So I'm just kind of like, I wonder how they're gonna do that. Oh my gosh, you still have burned the cursed imagery of of Pagicolo into my.
I mean, there's a DS game you can make that happen now.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, like, I guess I can tie up this video just asking, is there anything that you are super excited for, like, the possibility of in the future? I know we've talked about a lot of things, but are there things that you either, if you just want to drop, like, a theory you have, or something that you're just, like, hoping and praying comes up in these next episodes?
I won't reveal it, but the one rumor concerning one of the favorite characters I have, if that happens, that's gonna be huge, especially if it happens the way the rumor says in terms of the appearance, possibly. That has me very excited. I'm wondering, will it be just a kid? You know, like, will they be mini? Will it be, you know what I mean? There's all those art. So if that happens, that will be amazing. Outside of that, I love the lore stuff, the lore dumps that they're giving us. I know a lot of people don't, and they don't enjoy that, but I enjoy those little things. Like when we're talking about the Goku Black Saga and your moments that stood out. I think about the moment when Vegeta's training Trunks. That's one of my favorites. Where Trunks goes buff, and then Vegeta's like, "Nah, you're doing it wrong," and you know, has to school him again. Like those little moments and those little outside moments, I really enjoy those.
Yeah, it's funny that you also bring up that moment, because if that rumor that you're talking about is true, it's gonna put another different lens on that moment. Because Trunks specifically asked something, Vegeta specifically shut it down, and it will come back. I will say, if that rumor does come true too, I'm gonna be looking at my friends list really careful, because anybody that says that moment is peak, but then hates on the design of Beast Gohan, I'm out. Like, I'm out. The way, you know what I'm talking about, the way it's been potentially described, I'm like, show us the differences between these two pictures.
I like Beast Gohan, but I'm gonna be honest, when I saw Superhero with my friends in theaters, they busted out laughing, and I was the only one serious, like, into this.
Man,
I'm like, hell yeah.
I think one of my things about that, because we're back and forth on stuff, I love the dub and I love the original, like the original audio. It's just that, like, there are certain, and it is what you grew up with bias sometimes, but like hearing Nozawa like say, like, be like Gohan's voice in that Beast Gohan scene, I mess with it. I love that. But there was something to me about Kyle hitting him with the, "Is that all you got?" Like, I was like, wait, hold up.
Dude, yeah, Kyle. So,
oh my gosh.
That's my favorite. Like, so I love adult Gohan too. I was never like, everyone's like, you know, Kid Gohan. I'm not saying Teen Gohan, because technically he wasn't, but you know, Cell Saga Gohan. But when Kyle's like, "Fight you, no, I'm here to kill you."
Yeah, dog.
Like, oh, so good,
dude. Like, and his it's something. Kyle is just one of the better screamers, in my opinion, in the Funimation cast, and there's just something about that. Like, the "fight you, no, I'm here to kill you." Some of his screams and like the Tournament of Power when he like just powered up into Ultimate, his Beast Gohan voice, I feel like he took inspiration from like Sean's Super Saiyan 4, because that was definitely the kind of like range it hit, but it was just like, dog, it was just heat. And then also I just need every game to call his Special Beam Cannon Special Beast Cannon. I just need everybody to make that little update. I just need that tiny little update. It works. Do it. But
I mean, yeah,
I'm just. Oh, go for it.
Dude, so yeah, that whole movie though, we could talk about that movie because I'm a huge Damien Clark fan too, and to
Mhm.
hear him screaming at just a mindless cell, I mean, I'll always take that too,
Dude.
even if he didn't
Yeah.
get any speaking lines, it's still good. Like the intro is the fighters with Cell.
I
Every
will.
time he does a scream, so
Dude,
good.
see, I will round that off because like I think we could literally like you and I could start a whole series. We could just go through movies and break them down. I'm down to do that. When it came to superhero, Damien, like I loved it. I love his Cell voice, but I was put onto a different sort of like his Cell voice will always be quintessential Cell for me. But when I heard I'm blanking on his name, the Japanese voice actor for Cell. When
It's Watamoto, I think,
it's like
or
Wakamoto.
or was that Broly's voice?
It's around. Oh no, no, I think we're on because that name sounds familiar. It's just the when I started hearing it, and it was in Legends too, because I was playing on the Japanese for a while. Basically, I play Legends on almost exclusively Japanese until we get a new adult Gohan, and then I switch it to English for a while because I need to hear Cal's voice acting. Like every time we get a Beast Gohan, I have to re-download the whole English patch. But I think it is Wakamoto. The Kamehameha, the
I
scream
don't
he
know.
lets up.
He's
Oh my
perfect, dude.
god, bro! Like that. It was a shame he had no speaking lines because his perfect Cell voice, like that, his Kamehameha sounds so raw. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Like I believe that he wanted to evaporate whoever he was pointed at in that moment. Like it was just, it's too good. But like, yeah, I think that yeah, as long as you want to be on the channel, we could talk about so many other things because I like
dude,
going
yeah.
back and forth with somebody who nerds out in the same like stratosphere. And like it just, yeah, I'm excited for Daima. I know you're excited for Daima. Just realistically, I want to just check in every couple episodes to see what you're feeling because I'm just excited for more stuff to happen.
I am too. Just more content across the board. At one time, I was happy that it came to an end. I was like, yeah, I can collect stuff. It's cheap, things. And then I was like, oh, they did the reunion special, and then we got battle. I was like, all right, you can come back. Let's keep this going.
Yeah, no, I mean it's interesting. I mean I'm biased. My card game channel is mostly Dragon Ball. I'm trying to build this channel to be a Dragon Ball channel. As long as Dragon Ball just keeps going, I will forever have a job, and that
Hmm.
makes me happy. And I don't ever have to be like, man, my stuff is over. There will always be new DLCs, and, episodes, manga. So I'm a happy camper here, but. At wrapping it up at about almost 50 minutes, I think we said quite a lot. Let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling about Daima, how you guys felt about our takes. If there's anything you want to add on, feel like we overlooked. I want to thank Chad for jumping in on the channel. Thank you for being here, and it was awesome meeting you last weekend, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dude. Anytime. I
Heck
love
yeah.
having these discussions.
Down, more than down. So yeah, for everybody that's watching, thank you guys for sticking around. If you liked the content, think about liking the video, and if you loved it, think about subscribing because we are so close to 1,000 here that every little bit helps. And I hope to see you guys in the next Dragon Ball related video. So yeah, see you later.
Later.